Ciao ragazzi, eccoci stasera con una nuova chiacchierata per fare la conoscenza con un altro dei protagonisti della prossima Red Bull XAlps 2025. Attesissima 12ª edizione della più appassionante gara di I Can Fly al mondo. Quest'anno FIVL con i suoi canali e con il sottoscritto è stata invitata formalmente e accreditata come media press nella competizione. Quindi saremo presenti nei giorni preparatori allo start, durante la gara e poi durante lo svolgimento saremo di nuovo live con i teams, i piloti, gli organizzatori che man mano avranno modo di collegarsi con noi. Ok, siamo pronti? Questa sera non indugiamo oltre, siamo pronti per parlare con...
Hey guys, it's Patrick from Kanel. I'm super happy to be part again of the Red Bull XAlps 2025. Looking forward to this crazy adventure.
Okay, so welcome to Patrick. Patrick von Kanel is here with us tonight. Thank you for being here.
No problem. Thanks to you guys.
Good,
Excited
good.
to see where we will end up.
Right. Okay, so we are taking this interview mostly concerned your participation to the Red Bull XAlp. You are going to be Team Switzerland 2, and this is already, you have already competed in 3 XAlp, correct?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So this is the 4th, yeah.
Mhm.
And I was checking a little bit the results. You have been always finishing and always in the top position. So it means it's really a race that you are competing very well inside.
Yeah. Sometimes it works a bit better, sometimes a bit less. But overall, I think it fits me quite well, the race itself, like when I compare to other guys, let's say like physical wise, I'm really not that good like other athletes which are very strong on the ground as well and very strong in the air as well. So but it's still very interesting to see like from the strategy wise how you can let's say skip some walking maybe. Sometimes like we always had situation where we just were waiting and the other guys they were running and we were waiting on takeoff or somewhere higher, and then suddenly the good weather came and we were able to fly. We were at the right time at the right place. So and this year again I have my main supporter is really good at weather, so that helps me a lot to kind of, let's say, this weakness which I have from the physical part, that I can overshow that a bit with maybe some flying skills, but maybe also with a bit of strategy.
Yeah.
Because when the physical part will be so important, which is it is important, you need to be very fit to walk long, and I think there I'm good, but not very fast. So and when the time, or when it's like, let's say when I go on a trail running competition, I'm like maybe second last or last because I'm very slow. So I'm very happy that at the XAlps not only the physical part is
Yeah, sure.
important.
Yeah, what we always say is that in an I Can Fly race, for sure, you must be fit, but if you want to win, you must fly. It's the flying part which make you win the race, or at least arrive in the good position. Only running, you will never finish the race. I mean, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I think is, it helps me of course a lot, but I think that's also the point which is very interesting, that sometimes when you push harder, it not means that you're faster. When you're running a marathon and you push harder, you're automatically faster. But here, sometimes it's like swimming against the currents. Sometimes you need to take the longer route, but you're on the end, you're faster instead of
Yeah.
going straight, but in the strong currents. So yeah, for sure, that helps me a lot to still be competable.
Sure. What do you think about the route this year? Crossing 4 times up and down the Alps. Is going to be a tough?
I think the route itself, I mean, if crossing the main chain like the Alps, that wasn't a big problem at all because you have everywhere low passes where you can cross easily. And also now it's like 30 or I don't know, like a bit longer than 2023. And I think that's all not the big problems. The big problems are this via ferrata and the turn points on the ground. Like last year or last time we had like one via ferrata, and I'm not sure anymore how much turn points on the ground, but um, now there are more turn points on the ground and more via ferrata. I mean, like a via ferrata that can take like half a day of your time to
Sure.
eat that. Last time it was like one half a day. Now it's like one and a half a day where we use the time just to do this via ferrata stuff. So I think that makes it quite hard to to maybe also finish it. I think the length is not the problem. Even when there is bad weather, I think we will made it. But when you have maybe bad weather and on the good weather, you for sure hit one of those ferratas via ferrata or one turn point
Sure.
on the ground. So this very important weather window, you lose already a half of this weather window, and that's the very tricky part. Yeah.
Yeah, probably because last 2 years ago, last time it was so fast that maybe they were thinking, okay, so now let's put some more some more efforts to the pilots. Otherwise, in 10 days they come back again. So
Yeah.
probably,
Well, we
yeah,
don't know. That only the guys know which made the route. So yeah.
yeah, sure, absolutely. So, Patrick, you told me your supporter, your main supporter, if I'm not wrong, it's Thomas Stivanello.
Mhm.
But also tell us something about your team because for sure there will be somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah, there will be a lot again. So yeah, it's Stevie. Um, he was already main supporter last year, so he knows a bit how the car works. Um, and and the cool thing that the two other main supporters, Matteo Caprari and Yoshu Sharwa, they are very good friends of mine, and they were both in the race in 2021, so they also know how it works.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's actually like it's really cool because all three are really good friends of mine, and they are those kinds of people which you can give them something and they can do it in 1 second, like Joshua and Matteo. They are those guys. You can give them a skateboard, they can skate. You can give them a paraglider, they can paraglide. You can give them skis, they can skis. They are so talented in many ways, which I sometimes wish I would be. So I mean that is amazing. We were in a training this weekend in Piedemonte, and yeah, it's just amazing to see, like they're with so much passion on that, and they really see when that comes together, this passion and these skills, it's amazing to see how fast they learn. Like
Yeah.
we actually in one day we said, hey, now we are finished. We can go. We are ready for the XAlps. And of course, it helps that everyone from us was already once or more on a Red Bull XAlps. So we know how long the days are. We know how it will be, how it will feel, the tiredness after 3-4 days. But still, it was really cool to see how they already work together. So I'm very looking forward to spend those 12 days playing around the Alps.
Right. Which kind of preparation are you following to be prepared?
Um, well, now it was a lot about like who is doing what. So more about which task. I mean, there are thousands of tasks which you need to do over the day, and a lot of things which you can forget. So we already have a good process from the last 2 editions. So the goal was actually just to adapt this process that it will work in our new team constellation. And yeah, so actually, basically, we just trained who is doing what, who is driving the car, who is cooking the meal, who is doing the strategy, who is doing the weather stuff, who is supporting me up on on the mountain, stuff like that. And the weather helped us a lot. It was not the first day was not very easy. It was a bit of north winds, and so it was also good to see how we work together when the situation is not very easy.
Sure.
Let's say we were on takeoff, and I was with Matteo, and Matteo, he flies amazing as well. So he's really good. He's very skilled. And I decided to take off. For me, it was okay, but for him, it was not okay. So he decided to walk down, and I think that's a very important part, that everyone follows his own path. That when I take off, it doesn't mean that he needs to take off as well. So
Sure.
overall, it was really cool. Really good weather conditions, good food, of course. And yeah, it was amazing. It was cool.
Yeah. Patrick, when you think about last edition of XAlp, which was your most tricky moment? The something behind the scene that we didn't see uh, looking from our side.
It's already quite a while. Um, Looking back, of course, the airspace which I hit in the TMA Locarno, that was like that was quite hard. Also, now looking back, that actually didn't had a big impact, so we were able to catch up again. So like at Sexton, we were on second place again. So it it wasn't so bad. It could be also be the other side, that we were like way back and had no chance to catch up anymore. But still, like making such a big mistake in an area which I know very well. Um, it's a bit um, like for me, it was very hard to understand why I not were able to see that. So I asked myself many times, now you spend so much time in the route preparing, you check so carefully every airspace, you have like almost every airspace in your mind, and now you hit the airspace in an area which you know very well.
Yeah.
um, that was like a mistake which actually should not happen, but still it happened. So I think that was very hard for me, not not that I now had to rest for 6 hours or this penalty. It was more that why does something like that happen to me? Like that should actually not happen. Like
Sure.
so that was quite tricky. But as I said, like as soon as we had the clear answer that Team Swiss 2 has a 6 hours penalty, from there on we made some new plans. We saw that the weather on the next day in the morning is maybe not the best. So it gave us a bit hope that maybe it's not that bad. And it was not that bad. I mean, on the end of the next day, I was already almost in the leading group again.
In the
So
leading group, yeah.
it was
Probably, Patrick, it's because after so many days you get tired, and then because I remember you told me you also have you live nearby or you have a house there. I mean, you know very well the area. So, as we say, it's a mistake. I believe coming really from the too many days, always thinking and being 110%, and then at the end something like this can happen.
yeah. It's of course the stress, the tiredness, and then I approached this airspace from a totally different way, and we were super high. Like it's unusual that you are on almost 3,500 in Cento Valley.
Mhm.
And it was just like the very, very edge from this very, very thin airspace. So it was also a bit bad luck because Damien was with me and he was like maybe 100 meters, no, maybe a bit more, 500 meters, just to the north side, and he just passed around. So it was, yeah, of course, I think it was all a bit together, but that should be not, an excuse to say
Sure.
it's because of that. So yeah, I really try my best to even spend now some more time to check
Sure.
the airspace.
Patrick, that one was the day Damien made the longest fly of the XAlp. That
Yeah.
one, eh? Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Fantastic. Yeah. When the XAlp is on, I have in the office one computer for to work and another computer just for
Yeah.
the XAlp. And when you are there and you see this kind of flights, really something unbelievable when you follow even from the home. Yeah.
Yeah. Where do you
Yeah.
live then?
I live near Bergamo.
Okay, yeah.
Near Bergamo, yes. Yeah.
So you know the area a little bit there.
Yeah, I know a little bit, yes. And this year I hope to be able to have some days to follow a little bit more.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
to come. Yes.
Perfect.
So, Patrick, you are coming from a family which is, let's say, how can we call it, a paragliding family. You were flying already when you started. I was reading when you were 7, 8 years old already with a paragliding in your hand, and by 14 you were already in the air. So you have a very long experience. Can I ask you? Who is your mentor? I mean, the pilot that you look at and you say, okay, I got inspiration from this man.
Yeah, it's funny. I got or I people asked me this question already a few times, and I'm not sure if I have the right answer, but actually I not really have a mentor. Of course, when when you started with the school, you saw our flying instructor making such a nice flare, like that height over the ground and stuck on point, and you're there and you think, oh, and I'm still struggling to land in this 30-meter circle, and then so it's like the flying teacher which you're looking up, and then there are like the local heroes which make amazing flights in our valley in Kandertal Valley. And then it's of course like as more as you fly, you're competing maybe with guys like Michael Maurer, Michael Siegel, Sepp Iniger, Krigel Maurer, and then you see like those guys and you think, it will be nice to maybe fly one day like that. But I think everyone has that, like, and it always changes, like, maybe first, as I said, it was the flying instructor, because I couldn't imagine that one day I will fly at that level, like a Michael Maurer or a Krigel Maurer flies, So it was hard to imagine that. And then you fly a lot and you get better, and then maybe one day you see, maybe I can do similar things, So it's always changed that, but like really the mentors are maybe also not really people out of the paragliding scenes. Like it's more that kind of people which are able to inspire or to start the fire in someone else.
Yeah.
On that way, how he's doing, like I was talking before from skateboarder or snowboarder, when you see with how much style, with how much easiness, like how light they can do their tricks or whatever. It's just amazing to watch them, like I think everyone had already situation where you saw someone and you thought, oh wow, this guy or this girl I could watch forever, like, and
True.
that is kind
Absolutely.
of something which I really like. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with you. Thanks for telling this to us, because it's also good to be to hear it again and again. Really, thanks. Patrick, all the pilots talk about their own magic moment, something special, which is very special for you in flight. So, which is your magic moment when you are flying?
I think it's all these moments which are unexpected. Like it was like 3 weeks ago, we had like amazing weather here, where the snow was still good and where it was very nice to fly. So I flew up just above here over our house, and I took off there, and I just flew like almost 1,500 meter up. I landed on top of the mountain,
Mm.
and I skied down the north face like in perfect powder conditions, and I repeated that like 3-4 times in a day.
Wow.
So like that, like the first day, it was like unexpected. I was like thinking, yeah, maybe it will work, maybe not. And then I landed on top, and then it was like, oh wow, fuck, it's working. And that was such moments which you almost go crazy, like where you could tell your happiness to the whole world.
Yeah.
Then on the next day, it was looking similar, and I thought, yeah, today it will work to 90% again. And I did it, and it was like, oh, nice. Now I'm doing again. But it was not like this intense feeling anymore, because I knew already it's a very big chance that I can do it again. So I think all these unexpected moments, they're really the true magic moments. And on
Magic
the
moments.
Alps, you have tons of them, like, but you
Yeah.
have also a lot in the opposite.
Yeah. For sure, I believe so.
So you have
I
to
believe so.
earn it, let's say like that.
Yeah. Yes. 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 Okay, so Patrick, thanks a lot for this interview. It was really very, very nice. We discovered a different part of you, not only the pilot part, but also this personal part that I really appreciate a lot. Thanks very much.
Yeah, thank
So,
you for the opportunity, and
I will be at the start in Kitzbühel, so I'll see you again there.
Yeah, it will be
And
nice.
yes, so thanks really a lot. We will put this on the FIVL channel. So when it's on, I will send you also the link.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you again. Thank you, Patrick.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.